Everybody, it's Leo Robles here, EXP Real Estate. I'm super excited. I have an amazing leader on this interview. I'm interviewing the amazing Jose Esparza, now with EXP Realty. And just to give you guys a little bit of background about Jose, this year to date, from January to now, him and his team have produced over $35 million in volume, over 160 units. And he has a total of 6 agents on his team. And he's going to be sharing with us a little bit of what he's been able to do, how he did it. He also went through a huge transformation. So I'm super excited, bro. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I think it would be a great start, to kind of just start off and share with everybody a little bit of your story. Tell them a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the business, anything you feel called to share about your story. Start from there.
Cool. Yeah. So my name is Jose Esparza. Yes, I'm a real estate agent here in Arkansas, Norris, Arkansas. I got into the business in 2006, April 13, 2006. Before that, I was doing mortgage lending for 4 years. So I started my team about 7 years when I was at Remax, and I grew. I started my team with an assistant. I'm sure you know Leo Luis Martinez. He was my assistant. He came frustrated one day from work, and he's like, I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I'm just tired of where I'm working. I was like, well, hey, I'm actually going to start my team. Would you like to join me? And so we started the team. Luis and I started the team 7 years ago, and just hiring agents, before the mindset of like, oh yeah, I recruited somebody. So it's like a learning experience, right? You don't just recruit just anybody. You got to recruit the right people. And so that's how I started learning, is like, okay, don't recruit just anyone. And so now I have 6 agents. There was a time that I had 10 agents in my team. And something that I love is helping agents. Yes, I always enjoy helping families, whether it's buying or selling real estate. But my new thing is that I love helping agents. I love mentoring agents. I love to see them, transform and just grow. That's my new motivation. And so, year to date, we've closed 160 transactions. We average anywhere between 200 and 225 transactions per year. This year, we did move from Remax to EXP in June.
Yes.
After 2 years in the making, after you reached out to me.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you for reaching out to me, and also being consistent, right? Being consistent of not being pushy as a recruiter, but just giving me the valuable information. So finally, I made the move in June. My whole team followed me. I was very thankful that everybody followed me from Remax. I do have 6 agents. I have my own assistant. Her name is Roxy. She's a licensed agent. So she does a little bit more than an assistant. She actually sometimes, she opens houses just because, let's say I'm on vacation or whatever. And so she can handle all that part. And also have an inside sales agent, my ISA, Alex. He takes care of all the leads coming into our lead gen. And then also have a marketing coordinator, Rose Torres. She's actually from California. And she moved here about 2 years ago. And so about a year ago, I was looking for someone who took care of all the marketing, all the production. And she's done an amazing job. So yeah, I'm glad to. That's my team.
Yes, she does an amazing job. And yeah, congratulations to you, Luis, your entire team. You really are hyper intentional. I noticed that about yourself. You're hyper intentional. You're a great leader. And I know that you said, right, when you moved over from Remax to EXP, you were very grateful that they moved over. And it's just a testament of your leadership. It really is a testament of your leadership, because I think at the end of the day, right, when we provide value, then individuals will see that very, very clearly. So I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to have an opportunity to work with you and interview today. And basically, I know you've shared kind of the dynamics of your team. You shared the dynamics of, and if you can just, I want to ask you other questions, but I want to ask you a little bit more just about, obviously, that's a lot of transactions, man. And just for those of that don't know, Jose is in Arkansas, right? And
Arkansas.
Yeah, I want to go visit there, by the way, man. You be keep bragging about it, bro. It looks
It's beautiful. Yeah. I just recently had two friends, mutual friends that you know, Yvonne and Liz.
right,
They
right.
came here for a seminar and they loved it. You know, a lot of people think that Arkansas or North Arkansas is just cows and fields of just land, but it's more than that. An amazing place to live here in North Arkansas. And that's what makes my job much easier because I have so much to talk about North Arkansas. And so that's something that I could give an advice to anybody, like know the dynamics of your location, know what's going around that area, because that's what you're going to be selling. You know, that's, you talk about that and people just make a quick decision, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro. If you were to summarize, like, and I know this is, this is a short interview, but if you were to summarize, like, what are the key elements that have created your success, right? Like, what would you attribute everything you've done up until this point? Because that's a lot of transactions. I mean, and you've been consistently doing that year over year. What would you attribute that to?
I would say coaching, you know, finding the right mentor, right coach to guide you. Sometimes, you know, you may think you know it all, but you forget. You know, the other day I asked my coach, hey, can you give me a refresher on lead gen? Because like, even though I know it, I've done it for many years, but I have two new agents coming into the team. And I'm like, you know, that would be a good something to talk about is lead gen. You know, how do you do lead gen? How do you convert them? How do you cultivate them? Right. And so finding that mentor, that coach, you know, is connect with the right people, the right mindset, you know, try to stay away from the negative people, you know, people who are always putting you down. And, you know, if someone puts you down, just listen to it, you know, and go for it. Just go all in. And that's something big, that communication, also communication with your clients, with your team as well, especially your team.
I love that. I love that, man. So having a great mentor, being around the right people, and basically being around the best people, man. That makes such a big difference. It makes a huge difference. I think it would be a good question, obviously, because what you were doing when I remember when we initially spoke, you were doing really well at your previous brand, right? You were doing
Yeah.
extremely well. You've always done really well, and I tell that to everybody. Regardless of even where I've been, wherever I go, there I am, and wherever you go, there you are, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to just share maybe one or two things of what prompted you to actually shift from Remax to EXP, what was that one or two things you can offer?
Yeah, like I told you earlier, that one of my motivations is mentoring those agents, brand new agents, or even experienced agents, you know, who need that little push or that mentor. That's my new motivation. With EXP, gives you the tools for two leaders or two team leaders, so that you can actually implement those tools with your agents. And so it's a no-brainer. Right now, I'm growing my agents to start their own teams, you know, and that's what I love about EXP, that I'm growing them to stay at EXP. I'm growing them to be a leader themselves, right? And them staying at EXP, it's a win-win for everybody. You know, it's like you and I, Leah, we're in business together, right? And so my team members, you know, eventually they're gonna go, no matter where you are. You could be at Remax, you could be at Keller Williams, you could be at EXP. Your team agents, the agents that you have that you're mentoring, eventually they're gonna go. But why not stay within the same company at EXP, so that you can go in business together and grow together, you know, kind of like you and I.
Exactly. It's yeah. What I'm hearing you say, it's collaboration, and yes, for most models, typically there's a ceiling to what you can get to, right? Under the model that is kind of like the normal ordinary model in real estate. So with this one, yes, it gives them the ability to continue to work with you and
Exactly.
to grow to the next level, right? Because
Right.
the thing is that I'm pretty sure you inspire people to do what you do, right? That's just naturally going to happen.
Mhm.
So I want to change gears a little bit. I want to ask you about, obviously you've gone through a huge transformation as well, man. A huge transformation. So congratulations on everything you're doing, man. I mean, you're literally glowing, my friend. You're literally glowing. So I know you did a couple of changes in your life that obviously are impacting everything around you. So why don't you share a little bit about that?
Yo, so I actually I've always worked out for the last probably 20 years. And so as you grow older, I'm 41 years old, your metabolism just slows down, right? and your energy just drops. And so I was out, I have a trainer, I have a coach, a trainer at the gym, for workouts and stuff. And he would always tell me, Jose, you got to change your diet. And I'm like, oh, but I'm eating, chicken, I'm eating fish, I'm eating carbs, and I'm measuring my intake, right? And so I've always worked out. Yeah, I lost a few pounds, but it was not going anywhere. It was like plateaued, right? And so I started working out with my coach in February of 2021 this year. And then finally around August, I changed my diet. So from August to now, I've lost 50 pounds. And it also 50 pounds, yeah. So, you can kind of see it in my.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, you look like a different person. And
Yeah.
Man, congratulations.
Like my cousin says, she calls this a sopapilla. And so I don't have a too much of a sopapilla anymore. And so, yeah, I've lost 50 pounds. I'm more energized. I sleep better. I'm actually vegan now. I went from eating protein and a lot of veggies, kind of cut out the carbs. And so now I've actually, in September, I went vegan and I love it.
Wow. Another one for the vegan team,
Yeah, when I saw you eating just vegan, I'm like, that's gross, like.
I know, like, what is that?
What are you missing? Like, how come you're not eating chicken? Eat some fish, at least some fish. Exactly. But it feels good. I feel good. I feel more energized. I've been sleeping my 7 to 8 hours. Before I was sleeping 4 hours. Now I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours. Wow. I let go of coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore. Mm-hmm. I just drink green tea.
Green tea. Love that, man. Love that. So you've changed your diet, man, released 50 plus pounds.
50 pounds.
Wow. That's incredible, man. And obviously, how has that impacted, you said you have more energy and you have better sleep, right?
Yeah.
How has that impacted like what you do on a day in and day out basis, like with your business? Like what is the.
Well, first of all, you're more energized. You have more time. You wake up at 6 a.m. and you actually, you work on your time management. You make your phone calls. You're an example to your agents as well. Not only that, to the community. So I love it when people tell me, "Hey, you've lost 50 pounds," and I'm like, "Well, how did you do it? Can you help me?" And just helping your community, your friends, your family, and just give them that information, that motivation. You're a perfect example of. This is where you were, now this is where you are now. Like, you can do it. A lot of people have that mindset, oh, there's no way that I could do it. There's no way I could change my diet. And it's your job as a leader to let them know, hey, you can do it, And so, I feel like that's helped me a lot with my business in that way, I feel that people are always going to buy and sell from you because they know you, they believe in you, no matter what. You've always done a good job. But it just gives you more confidence, as a leader.
I love that, brother. Great. I love the way you answered that. What would you say is like, you're waking up earlier. What gets you up out of bed, man? What are you super passionate about? What are you excited about? Like, what's your vision? Like, what do you want to?
My vision is just growing my team, helping my agents grow. I'm recruiting a new agent right now pretty soon. He's going to be joining us next week. And he's like stuck. He's stuck. And I went to a listing appointment yesterday and I'm like, hey, you're not in my team yet, but you want to join me, so he joined me for a listing appointment and he's learning from that already. It's just, that's my motivation, is help the agents grow.
Love that, man. What would you say if somebody's out there that's thinking about building a team? What would be a couple of things that you would say, you know what, it's a good idea for you to build a team. Maybe it's not a good idea. Like, what has to happen, or what would you say is a good advice for that?
Number one, like, how many transactions are you closing? Measure that and, measure how many transactions you're closing. I would say at least 30 minimum. How many of those are listings? Listings are very important for a team because from that listing, you're going to be able to create buyer leads to your agent. And so number one, once you have those two in order, make sure you hire an assistant, an assistant or an admin who can help you with all your paperwork. Even if they have to help you with some marketing here and there, why not? Then eventually just promise them that you're going to be able to give them a raise. If they stay with you, if they stay with you and grow with you, you're going to be able to delegate some of their duties, the marketing. Like now I have a marketing coordinator, I have an ISA, I have my own assistant, I also have a TC for the team. And so just that would be my advice.
Okay, that's great advice, my brother. And what would you say? Is there any books that are like right there? They're like, man, book has been just transformative.
Inner Size from John Ashraf. John Ashraf, I believe. John Ashraf. Inner Size.
Okay, got it. I haven't even read that one, bro.
I love that book. I read it 3 times, and it talks about the gorilla mind, and the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is, it's just running quicker, right? And so a lot of times it stops you from making that phone call, making that offer. Like, I'll give you an example. I recently wrote an offer on a commercial deal for us, and so my mind was just telling me, no, you should be careful. No, it's not a good time. No, Jose, look at this, look at that. And then just so many things. And I'm like, no, I'm going to listen to what John said in that book, Inner Size. And I basically said, I'm going to write the offer. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to let go of that fear and just go for it. And so I was very happy. Thanks for that book. Honestly, I would say that I made that offer and I'm under contract. Where in California, you say you're in escrow, right?
That is amazing, brother. Thank you so much for sharing that golden nugget, man. I have not, I'm going to literally buy that like right now. I love that.
When I left San Diego, November, about a month ago. Yep, a month ago I left San Diego, and there was a delay at the airport, and that book just reminded me, because I was kind of like acting like a victim because there was a delay of 8 hours, and I'm like, you know what? I deserve a brownie. I'm gonna buy me a brownie, because I'm stuck at this airport, and I just kept telling myself so many things why I deserve that brownie. Yep. But then I remember the book, and it says, it kind of works with your conscious mind. It's like, do you really need that brownie? Is it good for you? And so that helped me a lot to say, no, I don't need that brownie.
You don't need it. Yeah, exactly. It's because the mind, man, it's masterful at justifying, right? It justifies everything. It'll say like, yeah, you deserve the brownie. You deserve probably a couple of the brownies, and it totally does.
You act like the victim, you're like the victim, like, oh man, this is what's going on. I had a bad day today. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff my mouth with a lot of brownies and a lot of tacos.
You were hangry, like
I was hangry, yeah. Oh, and that too, like I've calmed the mind of like, it's okay. Don't get upset at nobody. It's nobody's fault. It is what it is. And you just deal with it,
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. Well, very cool, man. I would say that, you talked about a lot of different things. And what would you say is like, I guess one last piece of advice you would say to an agent that may be in a position where they might be stuck, right? They might be stuck. What would you offer them to really make it like the best 2022 year ever, like to have quantum leaps? Like, what would you advise?
I would just mastermind with the right people, mastermind with that, top producer, even if they don't offer you to be part of their mastermind, call them and say, hey man, I want to be part of your mastermind group. Is there any options you give, to help new agents who are stuck, and just be vulnerable, have courage to talk about it and say that, hey, I'm going through a struggle right now. I need some guidance,
Yes, absolutely. It's at least you have somewhere to stand, right? When you're authentic, you're honest, you're like, all right, cool, this is where I'm at. And then you allow others to actually contribute to you because you know exactly where you're at, right? So that's phenomenal advice, man. Phenomenal advice.
Well, thank you. Masterminding with you, I mean, you're a perfect example of the right person to mastermind with. I know when you were recruiting me, you gave me a lot of nuggets, a lot of information, without expecting for me to move, move with to EXP. But that's just a perfect example. Like you being a good leader, like yourself, connect with those people like yourself.
Yes, thank you, my brother. And same. I was gonna say about yourself, man. You're an amazing leader. And if anybody is out there in the Arkansas market and beyond, because we could impact anybody anywhere, right, all around the world. So if there's any agents out there, teams, brokers that would like to mastermind, collaborate, Jose is an amazing leader, and he's very transparent, very open and accessible, right? Because I think that's the other thing the accessibility to leadership, I think it's extremely important, and you're an accessible leader, man. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for leading the way, and congratulations on all your success. And
Thank you so much.
bro, I know this is only the beginning, man. I'm so excited about what you're going to create for 2022. Anything else? Any last words you want to say before we conclude our?
Well, that's it. You guys can reach out. If you guys need some guidance, if you need any support on anything, you know, you can reach out. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, Jose Esparza NWA for Instagram, or just send me a message, text me, call me. You know, I'm sure you can share my number.
I'm gonna drop all I guess. So for those of you that listen to the interview, I'm gonna have Jose's Facebook, Instagram, all his information out there, so you guys can contact them. Make sure you get in communication with them. He's a wealth of knowledge. I mean, we only had so much time here for the interview, but Jose, thank you so much for your time, man. I truly appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much.
All right, have an amazing day.
Bye. Have a good one.